What's up guys, I'm s7yler and welcome to my full review of the Xiaomi Mi 5s. So let's do this. So the Mi 5s features a 5.15-inch Full HD display with 600 nits, so the brightness is really good. The display is beautiful and sharp, but as you see it still has a black bezel. A trick is to use a black wallpaper, this way the bezel will not be so noticeable. The unibody design has rounded corners and gives a good grip. The build quality and finish is perfect. In the hand it feels very smooth. The only thing you notice is the buttons on the side. The built-in speaker provides clear and good sound, above average, but that's typical for most Xiaomi devices. It has a strong dual-tone LED flash and a 12 megapixel rear camera. On the front we find a 360-degree round ultrasonic fingerprint scanner. It is a fixed button that you just touch. Most of the time it works good and fast. But I did also experience times where it didn't always work as intended. In my opinion, it works like 8 out of 10 times. Gaming is super good on the Mi 5s. It is clearly a powerful device. Most games run smooth and fast with high quality settings. Here you see the game called Asphalt Extreme. Next, let me show you the viewing angles. As expected, the IPS display panel offers excellent viewing angles. It's very bright, vibrant and sharp, no matter how you hold the phone. The sound from the bottom speaker is pretty good and loud. Let me try some different songs from YouTube so you can hear the quality. The dual-tone LED flash provides strong, warm light, as you can see here. Now let's have a look inside the camera app. Let me place a small power bank in front of the phone. You can tap to focus and then adjust the light in the picture by moving the ruler up or down. Let me try to take a test picture. Let's see the details. When we zoom into the picture, you really see the dust, fingerprints and dirt on this power bank. Overall, a good camera. You can edit the picture with different color filters, making it more interesting for social media. Another feature is quick snap mode, where you hold the volume down while the display is off, and it will then vibrate each time it takes a picture, so you kind of take pictures blindly or secretly. And here you see the results for the picture I just took. Not bad for a blind shot. The focus and details are still okay. Inside modes you can also find manual mode, where you can tweak all the settings like focus, ISO, etc. And there is also a special nighttime mode. And also here, quick look into the camera settings. Most of it is stuff that we already know from other Xiaomi phones. In video mode we find time-lapse and slow motion in HD. It unfortunately doesn't offer optical image stabilization, but instead just electronic image stabilization. In the settings we can change the video quality from standard definition up to 4K. The 4 megapixel front camera is also pretty good and offers things like face beauty and age detection, and the quality is fine for quick social media snapshots. And now to some camera and video samples. Have a look for yourself and form your own opinion. I will as always also place a link to the original pictures below in the video description. In my personal opinion, the camera quality is on the good side, maybe not as good as Samsung flagships, but for my needs it is more than enough. MIUI 8 is smooth and fast, no lag at all. Important to say is that this is a special shop ROM, because at the moment there is no official global firmware for the Mi5s. I have here installed a lot of apps by myself, but out of the box it just came with some few pre-installed apps, and also the Play Store was from the start pre-installed. In the bottom we find backlit capacitive touch buttons, and the phone has about half of the 3GB RAM available. In the top we find the quick toggles, and let me also show you the highest and lowest brightness. In the phone settings we find nothing special. Most of it is very common for MIUI 8 and the latest Xiaomi phones. But let's have a look inside about. Here you see it says MIUI 8 and that it is based on Android 6. You see some info about the CPU and RAM, and also the build number. Notice that OTA updates will not work with this firmware, as the firmware is a special shop ROM. In display settings we find double tap to wake. Let me just demonstrate it for you here. You can of course also tweak the colors and contrast. Inside power you see that the battery has a screen on time on about 5 hours, and this is with the brightness always on 100%. I had no problem getting through the whole day with one battery charge. I would even say that 1.5 days should be possible, depending on the usage. And also here a quick look into the storage. Right now I have installed a lot of stuff and games, but still I have more than enough free. The phone is multi-language, so all kind of languages in the world is supported. and the same case is for the local settings. Besides that, we also have Quick Ball, a shortcut menu that you can activate. The notification LED can also be configured, and it supports a lot of colors. Inside buttons you can also change the recent, home and back buttons, what they for example should do when you long press them. And last we have support for one-handed mode and also NFC, as you can see here. So that's it for the phone settings. The black border around the display is for some users very annoying. Here you can see it very clearly. I guess if you got the black/grey version instead, then it would be less noticeable, but as soon you switch to a black background, then it looks okay. So in the rest of the video I will show you info, try out different test apps and do various stuff with the phone. In this part I will not talk, but just turn up for the background music. My final pros and cons will come in the end, so stay tuned if you want to know my conclusion. So this is the end of the review, and here is my final conclusion. The Mi5s is very fast, it is stylish and perfect for gaming. The build quality and hardware is premium, and the fingerprint scanner works good most of the time. The display is sharp and colorful, and I'm a fan of the size. 5.15 inch is not too big or too small. Also the battery life is excellent, fine for 1 to 1.5 days, and it supports Quick Charge 3.0, where I was able to charge 55% in about 30 minutes or 92% in about 1 hour. What I don't like about the phone is the missing optical image stabilization for video. Okay, it has electronic image stabilization, which still works okay, but it is not as good as when it is optical. Notice also that the phone doesn't have any LTE band 20, so if you live in a country or use a provider where this is needed, then this phone is not for you. And last but not least, there is no microSD card support and the phone came out of the box with a special shop ROM. This is of course convenient for users who have no experience with China phones and still want the Play Store and multi-language, but the downside is that OTA updates, wireless updates, will not then work on the phone, as this will only work on the official original firmware. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below, hit the like button if you liked the video and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching this video and I hope to see you in my next one.